morning and welcome to Rogers Gardens. I'm Rex Sharwood, Nursery Manager here at Rogers Gardens. Today we're going to be taking a look at our new sensory garden that we just installed. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the garden and how you can help create something like this at home. So one of the things that I was thinking about when designing this garden is that I really wanted it to be highly fragrant when you walked by, and especially when you interacted with it. So one of my favorite plants that we put here in the garden is this lemon verbena. Lemon verbena has the most wonderful aromatic foliage to it. So you crush that in your hands, it's really strong citrusy scent. And this plant's real easy to grow, full sun to partial sun, and it's perfect for making sun teas with. So my favorite little ground cover we use in this garden is elephantine. This is a great little ornamental thyme, stays really tight, low mounds, does get a nice little pink flower on it as well, and has really nice aromatic foliage. So another plant I included here in the sensory garden is the Kishu mini mandarins. It's one of my absolute favorite mandarins, mainly because the fruit production on this is just outrageous. You're going to get a ton of fruit. Kishu mini is definitely one of the smaller mandarins, but you will get hundreds of fruits off one plant. And then of course, in the garden, when it's blooming, you've got that great scent of citrus blossom. So this is one of the newer introductions that's in the garden. This is actually a variegated form of burr garden sage. Burr garden sage probably being one of the most popular culinary sages. But this has got this nice white cream variegation on it, and it really makes some of the other plants next to it pop. Really big fan of this plant. So we used a few California natives up in this garden as well. This is Salvia clevelandii. This particular selection is Allen Chickering. You can see it's just starting to come into bloom. When this goes into full bloom in this garden, it's going to look fantastic. It's also got a really pungent foliage to it. So if you take one of the leaves off the plant, kind of give it a scent or give it a smell, oh, it smells great. All right, so this is golden hops, and I feel like you can actually hear this one growing. It grows so fast. These have only been in for about 2 weeks. When I planted them, they were about here, about a foot tall. They're already well beyond the top of the stake here. So of course, golden hops are where you're going to get hops from for brewing beer. And of course, this variety with the nice chartreuse foliage here really stands out in the garden. So a sensory garden wouldn't be complete without some lavender in it. We've used a couple varieties of English lavender. This happens to be Hidcote here, and you can see it's just starting to come into bloom. But I love when they've been freshly planted and they're just starting to flush out. This clean gray foliage on here, and then knowing you're going to get that followed by a whole bunch of blooms. So here's another little ground cover we use in the garden. This is actually pineapple mint. Pineapple mint's a great edible mint. It does have a little bit of a pineapple flavor to it as well. And then it's got a nice white variegation. Perfect for a ground cover in an area where you've got space. If you're worried about this taking over in the garden, I would highly recommend maybe doing it in a raised planter bed or a container, but you really can't beat the look of this foliage. So here's another interesting plant in the taste section of the garden here. This is Stevia, which has been sold as a sugar substitute for years now. It's a really easy plant to grow, either full sun or partial sun. And of course, it's got that great stevia flavor to it. Perfect for teas or anything else where you want a sugar substitute. So another great thing about a sensory garden is that you can get your kids involved as well. Great way to get kids involved in the garden is with a little bit of a raised bed. It makes it really nice for them to be able to reach in, kind of dig in, and you can keep the soil real soft in there as well. We've got this one planted with a collection of herbs. So you've got your golden lemon thyme, golden sage, and lemon balm. So not only does it look great in the garden, but you also get a nice harvest as well. So thanks for watching. Again, this is Rex Sharwood at Rogers Gardens, and come on down and get some advice.